Hey y'all, I'm LaToya Drake with the Nutrition Education Program. I'm an extension specialist for food access and equity, and I'm here in our beautiful Allen County Cooperative Extension Service demonstration kitchen, and we're making our NCTC Plated Up Kentucky Proud recipe of the month. And this month we have green beans with dill and feta. This is super easy, and we're gonna get it started right now because my water is going for steaming. And we're just gonna steam about a pound of green beans, okay? And we're gonna hope these all fit. We're gonna make them fit. And we're gonna cover them. We've got about a ½ inch to an inch of water or so. Let me make sure it's going. Make sure that water's steaming. And I'm gonna start my timer for 5 minutes. This recipe is super, super easy. It calls for about a pound of green beans, right? Fresh green beans. Or actually 2 pounds of fresh green beans. That's 2 pounds of fresh green beans. 1/4 of a cup of Italian dressing or so. 1/4 of a cup of feta. We've got about 1/4 of a cup of chopped red onion, and that's from a local farmer here. This is from Flourishing Herbs out of Allen County. It was from my CSA, and that's community supported agriculture. And when you purchase a CSA, it's like purchasing a share of the farm, right? And you pay for that share throughout the year, and the farmer can depend on that money. And what you get is you get a load of the vegetables. So you get a basket or a bag or a box of whatever's in season at the time. So what's in season right now is they've got plenty of onions. So I was able to get that red onion fresh from Flourishing Herbs right here in Allen County, right? So it's got red onion, Italian dressing, 1/4 of a cup of feta cheese, 1/4 of a cup of fresh dill, almonds, 1/4 of a cup of almonds, and a teaspoon of lemon juice. And after these steam and soften a little bit, we'll put this in the bowl and we'll combine it all together. So it's super easy, right? A super easy side. This would go really great with a pork chop, grilled chicken, you know, some fresh potatoes. Just a really super easy recipe. And so green beans, they're in season right now. And they're in season from around June in Kentucky in this area until September. And 1/2 cup of green beans is gonna be about 15 to 16 calories. So a whole cup is just 31 calories. And green beans are gonna be rich in vitamins A and C, and they're also rich in that folic acid or folate, which is important for folks who are women of childbearing years, right, who want to have children. That folate is. It's really needed for pregnancy and growth and development. So green beans are good for us all to eat. And these are an edible pod bean, which is different than those beans that we dry out, right? Edible pod beans are unique to the bean family because they are eaten when they are immature, right? And you don't want to eat them when they get too past mature. You can tell when a pod bean is too mature is that bean will be too big in the pod, if that makes sense. And they can be a little tough and starchy when they get like that. So you want to pick them in the garden when they're long and colorful and they don't have any blemishes, and they're ready to go that way. So you want to choose slender, firm, smooth, crisp beans with a slight velvet-like pod and bright color, right? So the prettiest beans. And these beans should be free of blemishes and have small seeds, because we mentioned when those seeds are a little larger, they get tough and they get starchy, and you don't want them like that. So there's a few edible types of pod beans that are grown in this area, and they can include often snap beans like yellow, green, pole, or bush. We might find Italian green beans or purple wax beans, right? So beans, when you're storing them, you want to store them in a plastic bag in the refrigerator crisper drawer for about 3 to 5 days. Those are going to be for best flavor. And so when you're thinking about preserving your beans, you want to definitely reach out to the extension office in your area, whether that be Kentucky or Tennessee. You want to reach out to your county extension office about preserving foods, because they're going to have the research-based information. I know I saw on the internet, on the Facebook, that somebody was canning green beans over an open fire. Unless you want to kill your entire family, if you don't want to can green beans over an open fire, Green beans are to be canned in a pressure canner, right? Not like that. So you want to make sure that you're knowledgeable about how to can green beans safely, because you can easily get sick people, really, really sick, and really hurt people. So reach out to your extension office. They're going to have free resources, publications. You can even Google it online, and those are probably going to be available online. So for canning green beans, just Google canning green beans, extension, Kentucky, Tennessee, and you're going to find those publications and materials that are going to have you canning it the right way to not get people sick. So our green beans are almost done here. We are going to stop our timer and stop our green beans that have been steaming and have softened up. Yeah, they've softened up. And we're going to put them in this bowl. Just drain them that way. Give myself a little steam facial here. And actually, I'm just going to take them. I have a drainer in the sink. I'm just going to drain the rest in the sink. So we've got our drained, softened green beans. Let's let those cool a second while we talk further about green beans, and then we'll put the recipe together. So we talked about preserving your green beans, and the best way to do that is with the help of your local extension office to make sure you're doing that safely. And that goes for preserving all different types of fresh produce. But when you do preserve your green beans, you want to make sure you're doing that when they're the peak of freshness. So if you have a garden, you want to do that pretty quickly after you harvest it, because they're going to taste the best when you preserve them fresh, right? So make sure you're doing that. You can also freeze your green beans. You can find out information about freezing green beans and freezing foods too at your extension office, but that's really easy to do. You can blanch them before you freeze them, and that they'll be ready to go and ready to cook. So, but for the information of doing that, I'll repeat, reach out to your extension office. Make sure you're doing that safely. So you want to wash and remove any strings and stems from your green beans and cook them by steaming them in a little amount of water for 5 to 8 minutes, like we saw that in action right here. And you want to, you can cook them directly in any soups or stews. They're going to be just fine to do that. Green beans go well with seasonings like chive, and we're going to try it with dill today, marjoram, mint, oregano, thyme, any kind of seasoning, lemon, mustard, they're going to go really well with that. We want to wash green beans thoroughly until the water is clear if you're going to get them from your garden, right? And you want to wash them in cool water. Best you can put them, submerge them in the water and lift them out to get them clean, and just continue to do that until your water is clear, okay? And you know, boiling, steaming, microwaving even are really popular ways to cook green beans. Another popular way is stir frying, and that's a great way to check out. So whatever method you want to use, they're just really easy and in season now and great to incorporate. So let's finish up our salad here, or our green bean dish. We don't want to put it on the hot thing there, but basically you just combine it all together. I'm going to start with this liquid here so that stuff will stick right to our green beans. And we're just dumping in our Italian seasoning, and then we've got our lemon juice. And I'm going to mix this up with our tongs. Super easy, right? Because it used prepared Italian dressing, and I use the light and zesty kind because it's probably gonna have a little bit less calories. So let's add our red onion. All right, and our dill. Yum, yum. And our feta. This smells so good. And like fresh. This seems like a good green recipe for like a potluck or a barbecue or picnic or something. Because every time I go to potlucks and picnics and things, I feel like there's never enough greens. There's always like potato salad, macaroni and salad, but never any greens. This is really nice and flavorful, and it's gonna have some greens and some different types of nutrients that you might not find in typical dishes. And it's got these almonds in it, so that's the last thing to add to this kind of salad. Super easy, super great way to plate up Kentucky proud. So you can find this recipe and more at the Allen County Extension Office or any extension office in the 120 Kentucky counties. You can also reach out to the extension office, just call us here at the Allen County office, or you can find it online at Plate Up Kentucky Proud site. I always just Google it. You can also reach out to Barry Hyatt at nctcstaff.com, and he can shoot you that recipe over. And it'll also be available on the screen somewhere here. So check this recipe out. Try this green beans and with feta and dill salad recipe, and plate it up Kentucky proud. Thank you for watching.